how does revenue positive media work?
Well,
Or
it's just,
marketing.
yeah, so it's you have to sit down and say, what would the media find interesting that I could create that I could also sell? Um, and so that's really not that hard if you spend the time and effort and you're creative. And so, we find ways of doing that. And the thing about the media, like I'm sure you know, is the media has some pretty set patterns. I mean, like in the US, every Thanksgiving, there's Thanksgiving stories. Every Christmas, there's Christmas stories. So there's all these holiday stories, and then there's all these like every presidential election, every time the world's supposed to end, every and you can
Dave's
piggy.
insanity sauce. That's
We don't want
perfect for the world.
responsibility. We're not going to end the world. We're just going to end your 5 minutes. So, yeah, you can piggyback on all this stuff. And what do people find interesting on the internet? Well, there's sex stuff. There's fuzzy kittens and puppies and all that sort of stuff. There's the wow, that guy's so stupid. How could you do that kind of stories? And so, you can sort of almost put these in buckets of what do people look at, and then how would you create something that fits in one of those buckets?
And is that what you do? You sit down and you come up with strategies for what fits into these buckets?
Essentially, I mean, that's sort of I guess I don't want to call it scientific because that would be exaggeration, but it's a more objective way of looking at what's interesting. And so our goal is to create something that's interesting both to us and to the people out there in the world. And that's how we think of it, sort of like what does it fit that people already like to look at? So in a few weeks, or next week, I think we're announcing the launch of the world's most expensive pasta sauce. Because if you look, the world's most expensive hamburger, the world's most expensive this, people like that kind of stuff. It's interesting. And it's kind of fun. It's good for morale for us because we're not just like creating, here's another marinara that everyone should buy because we made it and we want to make money. I mean, that's not interesting.
So you believe in making interesting products.
Yes, yes. Well, and there's two buckets, right? So there's some things in your business are workhorses, right? So it doesn't matter what you make. If you make furniture, the basic chair is always the thing people are going to buy the most of. But you might have this outrageous chair that make people look at your group of products in the first place.
So that's what brings people in the door.
You need a reason for people to think and talk about you and your company. And so we're very aware of that.
All right. So would you say that most products that are available are mediocre products?
Well, I would say it a different way. By definition, most products are average, right?
So you would say most products are average.
Well, that's what average means, right?
Okay.
I mean, yeah, life is in most marketplaces is a bell curve, right? So you've got most products are average. Then there's certainly a significant group that's below average, and then there's a group that's above average. And I would say that in some markets, the group that's below average is also larger than the one that's above average.
Okay. And how do you become above average?
I think that that comes down to effort and your business plan. If your business is organized so that your costs of production and service providing are lower, and you're going to be the low price leader, it's much harder for you to make an above average product or service. It's still possible, but it's harder. If you're going to be a premium item, by definition, you almost have to be better. Although some people are actually not better, they're just better marketers. So first is your business plan and where you're going to sort of fit on that scale, and then it just comes down to effort. I mean, I can't imagine that, and I've talked to a lot of people at big companies with R&D. A lot of those companies, they know their product is average or less. It's not like a shock to them. But they designed it that way because they know they have the money to market it, or they have the low price. So it's what you're willing to do. Are you willing to go through the extra effort and pay the extra cost a lot of the times, to market a product that's better, because most people know what better is.
And you have a product that is better.
We think so. I mean, in terms of pasta sauce, we won best pasta sauce in the industry in both 2009 and 2010. We've won dozens of awards. I mean, the huge media accolades. I mean, massive numbers of consumer, emails and letters, and I mean, the feedback seems to say so.
All right. If you could boil your marketing down to the basics, what is your marketing?
Well, our marketing is sort of it's the product stupid, and that's our marketing in a nutshell. Is if you make a product that's compelling, it will do most of the marketing for you. So we put our resources really into making better and more interesting products.
Yeah. Well, you said something that I found really interesting, and that is, if you're doing cool stuff, the business will find you. Can you tell me more about that?
Yeah, so I mean, everyone talks about word of mouth marketing, and so all these big companies are trying to, seed word of mouth around products that are mediocre, and it's like, people they're not that excited to talk about a product that's mediocre. They want to feel special to their friends, and if I pass on something to you once a week and each time it's mediocre, you're like not very excited about that. But if I pass cool stuff to you, you're going to be like, oh man, Dave, that was awesome. It makes me feel good. I know you're going to have a good time. So that's what it's really all about, creating stuff that people are excited about, they're excited to tell their friends about, and the people in the media are like people in the media are people. So they're also excited to tell people about it. So, it's about hitting everybody, but especially the people that are really leveraged and can really spread the word for you. So, get them excited, and the best way to do that is to make something that's actually exciting.
All right, I hope you enjoyed this video, and be sure to like, share, and comment below. Subscribe to this channel for more interviews, and if you want to go further and be live on the interviews, you can go to mmt.tv/live to find out how. Like on Facebook and follow on Twitter to ask your questions, and be sure to get on the mailing list. Go to mmt.tv to get access to all the things that are not contained in these interviews. All the links are mentioned below, and until next time, break the rules, change the game, and be a rock star.